Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time seeing me. My name is Tyla, and you are tuning into another episode of Conversations with a Natural. And today we have my friend Yadley.
Yay!
Hi.
Hey, girl.
How are you? How have you been?
I've been doing great. Still in quarantine, hanging out, working from home. Quarantine has actually been very good, to be honest. It's been a good time, so I can't complain. I know a lot of people probably didn't like it that much, but you make the best of it. So I've been making the best of it, or trying to, and it's been good. It's been good. I work in Connecticut, so I work in Bridgeport in schools. So of course I had no other choice but to quarantine because schools were closed. And schools are still closed, and I don't really know what's happening with schools right now because they're still trying to figure it out. So I might be going back. I might be in quarantine longer. So yeah, fingers crossing. Hope they make the right decision because
I feel like they're like sacrificing kids.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Have they met children?
Thank you. Have you ever been in school with 8-year-olds?
Yeah, no, it's gross.
It's gross. Very, very germy.
A lot of
before quarantine, or before coronavirus happened, before everyone knew about it, my kids were out with the flu. Half the class were out with the flu, instantly. It was total knockout. All of them were home. So I don't know what is gonna happen. I'm really hoping they make the right choice though, the right decision. Oh my gosh.
Kids. Not only putting the kids at risk, but then the teachers, everybody that's at the school, and then they take their germs from school and bring it home. So it's just a lot.
Yes. If they make the right decision, I should continue working from home, which is good, which is fine. It's safer for everybody. But if they, call another shot, I'm back at school. Yeah. I'm back at schools working again. So, pray, just pray.
That's really all we can do at this point.
Yes. How have you been, girl? New graduate.
Yeah, I know. It's about time. Seems
yes.
Like forever.
Congratulations. I've been waiting for you guys.
Yeah, man. Class of 2020. Really thought we was going to have it. This was going to be here. Yeah. And they said, nope.
But yeah, class of 2020, you guys really stuck it out though. You did the best you can. Yeah. Y'all did it. Y'all did that. And y'all roll with the punches. Y'all strong for that. I would have been losing my mind.
Girl, you have no idea.
I was losing my mind.
You in Capstone at home?
Y'all are strong.
That was an experience.
Y'all are strong.
So if you just tell everybody your name and your hair type if you know it, and if you want them to follow you on Instagram, where they can find you at.
Okay, I can do that. All right, so my name is Yadley. A lot of people call me Yads, Yads for short. My hair type is, I'm a 4C. It's a little mix of everything though, because I know everyone's got different textures everywhere. That's definitely the case for me too. I've got 4B in some places, I think the front mainly, but 4C is my overall hair type. But it's different everywhere, to be honest. It's never it's never always one texture. It's a bunch of different textures.
Yeah.
My Instagram is Yads1213. So YADS 1213.
Okay. So so what does it mean to you to be natural?
To me, what I used to think being natural meant was more cutting off the dead ends and starting fresh. That's what I used to always say, going natural is more so starting the process of letting go what's, you know, no longer good for your hair, or letting go of of what's no longer like helping your hair. So like more so the process. But like now more so for me, being natural is more of like a journey and a progression. So and that's something that I learned over the years with the progression that I've been going through with my hair. So when I think of like what it means to be natural, I think of like the progression. It's not really perfection, but it's progression, and just like the journey of like, you know, figuring out, you know, what your hair loves and what it needs and what it's missing and what it's lacking, like just a puzzle of just trying to put the puzzle pieces together. So it really could start even before you begin the process too. Like going natural could start with even the transitioning process. So it's like it's a progression, like just a chart of how it can just keep going up until you're really like satisfied with, you know, the routine that you're on. But that's what I personally feel like being natural is about.
I've been watching your Instagram stories, and you just like going through like the process of like experimenting like with your hair, and then like doing different styles, and like, you know, doing the wax, I think the hair color that you found.
Yes,
And
yes.
yeah,
You
completely. I'm
put me
like, oh.
on. You put me on. You put me on. The colors. Oh my gosh! Like you used to do the wax paint in, like I remember when I was at Quinnipiac too. You were doing all the colors, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to do something different this time. Like, you know, and I just started going crazy. Like it's so addicting.
Yes.
It's addicting. So I was just going crazy. Oh my gosh, everyone knows color every week.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
It really is. It really is. Instead of like, it just brings a little bit more like fun to your hairstyles, and like your twist outs are not just twist outs, like they're twist outs with a little razzle dazzle, you know? Little sprinkle. I love doing that. Like that was so much fun. And it was quarantine, so I was just going crazy. Like it's not like I had anywhere to go either. Like I was just going crazy.
I need some more actually, because
Yeah.
now it's out. I'm finna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go crazy.
Yes. I know you'll just do a color here, a color there. In the back, we got green. In the front, we got pink.
Everywhere. I'm talking about
everywhere.
Rainbows all in the head, okay? But what has your like natural hair journey been like?
So my journey has been nothing but roller coasters. Like, girl, my hair journey is the stock market. Like, I'm telling you, it's been like a little bit of everything. Like, I'll have a good month, a really like low month where I'm like, oh my gosh, or like I'll have like an amazing month where I'm like, what? Like my hair is so nice and it's good. So it's been a fluctuating journey. I would say ever since I went natural. So I've been natural now I cut all of my dead ends when I was 16, and I'm 22 now. So 18, 19, 20, 22. So like what, 6-ish years. So just before I got into college, I went natural. That's the journey of the process began. And it's been more so in the beginning was more so like I was doing a lot of protective styles because I wasn't really comfortable with the length yet. I didn't know really much like what to do with it, like what to do with the styles. It was like an awkward length, like I had it like right here, so I was like, what do I do with it? Like I can do twist outs, but I don't know how to like style afterwards. So it was very interesting. Like it was interesting how I kind of was looking at it and saying I can't work with this, and then going to like protective styles. Like there was a point where I was like only doing protective styles, and if I let my hair out, it wasn't for long. Like right back into protective styles, box braids, cornrows. It was everything, like anything that I can think of. Crochets, all protective styles. And then I would just take it out, shampoo, rinse, clean, right back in. Like, I wouldn't even rest for that long. Like, just because I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was like 16, 17, like trying to figure out my hair. I was in college, like my freshman year. I was like, what am I going to do with my hair? Like, I barely have any time. Like, I don't know what to do. So protective style was like the go-to, like braids, crochets, cornrows, and we're sticking to that, and we're sticking to it. I would say that around my junior year, I would say is when I officially felt like more comfortable with just trying to, like, you know, let my hair breathe a little bit more, styling it. And that was mainly due to like my roommates. Like, I had really great roommates who just loved to do their hair. Like, I would watch them do their hair and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, this is actually like really great how they're taking the time. We're all in college, but yet they're still finding the time to like do their hair, and, you know, they're taking the process and being patient with themselves. And, you know, I would ask like questions like, what products like are you using, or like, you know, just like what's the process overall that you kind of go through. And that's when I learned the LOC method. That's the first time I ever learned it, was my junior year. And I was like, oh, what is that? Like, what's that method? I've literally never heard of the lock method, like, ever, up until like my junior year of college. So, so I learned it was like liquid, oil, cream, or liquid, cream, oil, depending. I do liquid, cream, oil. So that's like just to seal it in. So, but at the time I learned lock, and then I just started, you know, adjusting and stuff like that. So from my junior year on, my protective styles kind of like went down a little bit, and then I was more so open with just like doing twist outs and braid outs, and just doing my own hair, like leaving it out, puffs, poofs. I was trying everything. Like, I was just trying it all. And it started becoming more comfortable for me because I had like all the different little tips and tricks and stuff. So I was just learning more. That's really what like kick-started like the comfort of just, you know, maintaining more of what's underneath. So the braids and the cornrows and the crochets were really great because it was like I wake up and I'm ready to go. I don't have to do much. So it was really helpful. But I wasn't really doing anything underneath to keep my actual hair healthy. Like, so I struggled with like a lot of dry, brittle hair, damaged hair. Like, I struggled with that my junior year, trying to figure out how do I retain moisture, because my hair was dry all the time. All the time. Like, oh my gosh, like I had a scalp. I also had like dry scalp all the time. Like, it was, I couldn't figure out what it was about like my hair that was so dry. So I had to start learning about porosity. Girl, the terminology started coming in. Like the terminology was really like, it really began there. So then I was like, okay, porosity, what's porosity? I started watching like YouTube channel videos, and I learned that I had low porosity. So, and if you know what that is, or just to test it out, like you would take a strand of your hair and put it in a cup of water, and then if it sinks, you have high porosity. If it floats to the top, you have low porosity. And I think there's other ways to test it out too, but that's the one that I knew at the time. And I was like, dang, if only I knew. Like, I was over here thinking like, the product don't work, it's not working, oh, they lying to me. But it was the porosity that I wasn't thinking about. So then I was like, dang, how do I like retain moisture? So from there, it was like I was just trying to figure out how to retain moisture, because my hair was so dry, like so dry. It would break a lot because it was dry. So I started learning how to like maintain my hair more after that, because, you know, I hadn't really learned those skills when I was using protective styles. I was just wearing my hair in braids. But then I had no other choice but to actually learn. So I started doing a routine like a routine, stuck to the routine once I figured out what worked. And that's the part with the progression that I was telling you about. The progress was like, you try everything until you find it. Like, you literally have to try almost anything you can, or like learning, like researching and looking for the products that best suit your hair. Mm-hmm. Because not everyone's products is gonna work for you. That's the other thing too. Like, not everyone's hair products that they use are gonna work for you, because somebody might have high porosity hair, and you know, the products just, you know, they just moisturize immediately, and then, you know, you may have low porosity hair, and it may take a little longer, or you might have to do something else or use another product that might work better. So like that was like the light bulb. So then I started doing deep conditioners. That's when I tell you, when I found deep conditioners, I feel like that changed the game. That is what literally changed the game for me. Like, it was like I was down in the first half, and then I just came back. Like, like I just came back for the win. Like, oh my gosh. When I found out that like I should be deep conditioning like regularly, like once a week even, my mind was blown. Like, I tell you, my mind was blown. I was like, wow. So this was really one of those like things to really jumpstart the hair moisture, like keeping the moisture in. And so I was doing that for like a week or 2 weeks, every other week. And then I started adding like the heat caps to it, with the deep conditioners, and using warm water. Because if you know about, you know, low porosity, if you use like heat and warm water and like a heating cap, it just opens up the what is it, the hair cuticles? The cuticles. It opens up the cuticles, and then, like, you know, your twist outs are definitely gonna feel more moisturized, and you know, you'll retain moisture longer throughout the week, because it would be like my hair was moisturized, and then by tomorrow it was like dry. So that changed the game, like changed the game completely. And then like the proper oils, because there's a whole bunch, oil treatments, finding the right shampoos, pre-poos, all of that stuff. So I just really did my research, like really focused on like what it was that my hair needed. But finding that porosity really changed the game. Past college is more so me having fun with my hair, just doing whatever I want. Like, now that I've kind of solidified a routine, and the routine is like very stable, and I'm still trying to figure out some routine. And that's a great thing also about like being natural, is there's always different products, and you can try them all out, and you know, there's always something new on the market.
Always. And when you transitioned, were you the only person in your house that had cut off their dead ends, or were you like with, you know, your sister and your mom and your other sisters?
It was just me. So I was feeling so, I don't know, like the story of, and my mom and my sister laugh about this all the time, because I was so dramatic about the big chop. Like, I was so dramatic, like, and because I was the only one going through it. But like, when I was about 16, I was transitioning for a minute, and the strings were just getting longer and longer and longer. And in my head, I'm like, my hair is growing. Like, yeah, like, ooh, she got length. But then you see the little string, and you're like, that's not healthy. That don't look cute. But to me, I was like, I don't care. I got length there. I don't care. So my mom was like, this is not it. Like, so she spoke to my hair lady, my hair girl, and she's been doing my hair for up to a year at that point. And she spoke to her, and she was like, cut it off. Just cut it all off. And I'm like, I'm gonna get a silk press. Like the regular, you know, the routine. Like, this is what we do.
What?
Girl, I walked in, I sat in the chair, and she washed me up, blow dried everything. Well, not blow dried. I don't think she blow dried. I think she just washed, conditioned, sat me in the chair, pulled out the scissors, and she's like, we're going to cut it off. And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, we're not. No, we're not. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And she's like, no, we're gonna cut it off. Like it's gotta go. It doesn't look good. It's unhealthy. Like we can't press this and damage your hair more. Like we're gonna cut it off. And I'm like, what are you talking about? 16-year-old me, right? Dramatic, just so dramatic. And I was like, okay, we could cut a little bit off, I guess. Like, she's like, trust me, it'll look so much better. Your hair will look healthier. You know, you'll love the way it looks. Like, it'll just look amazing. And I'm like, I don't want to cut it off. Like, I was clinging on to those little strings. Tyler, I was clinging on, and then we started cutting, but and you know how when you're sitting in the chair and you're getting your hair done and you're kind of like, you don't want to get too emotional. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't want to get emotional about this. It's just a cut. It's just hair. It's going to grow back. Like, I'm trying to over here, like, give myself some self-prep, like some self-talks. And then, like, she's still cutting and and I'm like, oh my God, like, my heart is racing. I wasn't prepared. I was literally not prepared. And I'm just like, what happened? She still did the silk press, so just to kind of just see, like, what it looks like in the end. But I was like, what just happened? Like, my hair was, like, up to my little ears. Like, you know, it was a lot of damage. So we had to get as much of it off because I was getting my hair permed for years. For years. So we had to cut it off. And I was just like, oh my God, what? I was like, what happened to my hair? You're looking in the mirror and you're like, and I got into the car with my mom and I just cried. That was so dramatic. I just cried. Oh my gosh, Tyler, I cried like crazy. My mom was like, it's gonna be okay. Like, it's fine. And I'm just like, no, it's not. Like, in my head, it was the end of the world. At 16, like, it was the end of the world. I was so sad. I was like, Mom, like, why would you do this to me? Blaming her, like, why would you do this? Like, you didn't talk to me about it. You just let that woman cut my hair. Like, it was, oh my God, like, I was being such a brat about it too. And, you know, I learned to grow with it. And that's when I was like, we just gonna go with protective styles. Like, we just gonna protect the style all the way. Like, put some braids in my head now. Like, I can't work with this. Like, I cannot do anything with this. Put the box braids in my head now. And yeah, so the big chop, it was all me. It was all me by myself. My mom was part of the process for me to, like, start it, but it was only me. And my sister also, like, she was also, involved. Oh my gosh. To me, at 16, it was scary. It was really scary. But I look back at it now, and I still have the picture of when I first transitioned. I still have it. Like, when I look back at it now, I'm like, wow, like that was the best decision my mom ever made. If I look back at, like, the overall growth now, it's just been stronger and stronger since then. Like, I've never had, like, issues with it, and I never, like, wanted to go back to perm after that. I was like, once I cut it, and we're not gonna go back to that. It would have been nice if we all went through it together, because I think my sister also was transitioning at the time, but she had just started. I think I was transitioning for a long time at that point. So it probably would have been nice if we both did it together, but it was me solo by myself.
Now, like, looking back on it and, like, what you know now, does your natural hair make you feel beautiful?
Yes, now my natural hair makes me feel beautiful. Like, at the time, I used to think, like, if my hair is not long, it's not good. Like, I don't like it. I don't want it. Like, I really used to think like that. And I don't know if it was because, like, I just wasn't comfortable with, you know, doing really anything with my hair at the time. Like, I just didn't want to go anywhere near it. I was just like, protective style all the way. Like, that's just what I want to do, and just keep it that way. So I was just hiding my natural hair, and I would get I was the girl that a lot of people would be like, I've never seen your natural hair. Like, I've never seen it. And I'm like, yeah, it's under there. It's there. Don't worry about it. It's there. Don't worry about it. And, you know, it would be like that for so long. So I didn't want any parts of it, like the process and maintaining. I just didn't know what to do. At the time, I was kind of just like, you know, if I don't see it, it's not there. Like, you know, just cover it up, get rid of it, you know. And it was just one of those things where it's just, I didn't know what to do with it. Like, I had no clue what to do. And once I kind of was seeing so many people around me just embrace it and taking care of it and enjoying the process, playing music and watching TV, hanging out with their friends, talking, it became one of those things where it was like, oh, like, this process is not as bad as I thought it would be. Like, it's not as like, it's not more so a job anymore. It's like more fun, and it's got some more like joy and energy to it. Like, I used to think it was a hassle and like, oh my God, I don't want no parts of that. Then eventually it was like, I can't wait to do this. Or like wash days, like in college, I remember like as roommates, we would have like alternating wash days, but it was always fun to see like everyone go throughout their process and doing their hair. And I think it's a game changer when you see a lot of people around you just like making the best of it, and you start to kind of catch on to that, and you're like, wow, this is actually a really great like moment, you know, to share with your friends, to share with yourself, and just, you know, really enjoying the process. So now I love my natural hair. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, now I'm like, my hair is beautiful. I love my hair. I could do it. I could flip it, reverse it, like, I could do anything I want. Like, I could go crazy if I want. Like, there's so much that I can do. It's so versatile. Like, you can do so much with your hair, and you don't even realize it until you just try something new, or you just, you know, you just change up this or change up that, and or cut it, or you know, put a color here. Like, it's fun at this point. Like, for me, it's fun, and it makes me feel beautiful. I love it. I enjoy the process. Is it tedious? Yes, I'm not gonna lie. It's tedious. It's a lot of work. It's always like good in the end if you really put in the time and the work. Progress, you know, the progress is really what made me grow to love it, because I put in the time, and I put in the work, and I look at myself, and I say like, yo, you are beautiful. Look at your hair. Look at you. Like, skin popping. Like, you are gorgeous, sis. What are you talking about? Who told you that? So now it's just like, it's an inner work thing too. When you really think about it, it's a lot of inner work, self-care. Like, that makes you grow to enjoy the process. I love my hair. Yeah. It's fun for me. It's fun.
Yeah, I think now it's fun, but at the beginning it's sort of like, okay, can you just do what I want you to do and just go about your business? Like, I just need you to listen. Then we can start to vibe. But like, and when I was at Quinnipiac, I didn't live with anybody that had hair like me until junior year. So like freshman, sophomore year, I was in a suite full of white girls, and everybody had straight hair. A couple of them had like wavy hair, and then one had curls, but nothing like mine. So there was really no like correlation of how we would take care of our hair, because they washed their hair every day, and then they put it out, and so it was the same thing. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. And it was until junior year that I lived with Hadassah and Lyomi and Melissa and Amber and them, that I was like, okay, this is where I can really start getting deeper into it, because we can all kind of do it together.
Exactly. And it's cool because you guys understand each other. You know how like people would fight for bathroom time? Like, there's no need for that. We know it's wash day. We know. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, with your other roommates, you being in the bathroom for an hour would probably, you know, for them, it'd probably be like,
she's still in there.
She's still in there. Like, what's she doing? But, you know, for us, it's like, oh, nah, she got it. She doing wash it. She doing her a deep conditioner is 30 minutes.
Girl.
Look.
If I get out the shower, I gotta get back in. So
exactly. It's a hop in, hop out. Like, and if you don't get it, you know, you're not gonna get it. But when your roommates get it, oh my God, it's like click.
Like
it clicks. It just clicks. Junior year. That was for me too. Junior year is when it really clicked. I was already rooming with my roommates. So Brianna, Naomi, Taj, Deja, Janice. Like I was already rooming with them sophomore year. But I didn't really have like a lot of like natural hair like experience at the time. But junior year is when I really started seeing it a lot, and I was like, oh yeah, I could definitely. That's so true what you just said. Like
when you like as soon as you start it, it's like you start learning more about yourself. So like, what have you learned about yourself through this natural hair journey?
Oh, girl, I learned that I don't have a lot of patience. I was like, oh my God, why am I so impatient? Like, why do I need something to happen right now? Like, why do I need it to happen when I want it to happen? Like, that's not how life works, baby girl. That's not how it works. I really, really wanted everything to be on my time. I wanted it to work like this. You know how when you envision something in your head, like an outfit, and then the next morning you put on the outfit and it's not what you thought it was gonna be.
It's not doing it.
It's not doing it. I can't take pictures today. Like, that's what I was thinking about, like with my natural hair. I was like, ooh, if I do this braid out, it's gonna look so good. I know it. I know it's gonna look good. And this is before I learned about low porosity and my hair wasn't dry the next morning. And I'll be like, why did my hair not come out correct? Like I did everything right. I LOC'd, I deep conditioned, I shampooed, I lathered and rinsed and repeated. I did it. I did everything. And yet, no, what's going on? Like, I always thought that if I just did this, it's going to be exactly what I need it to be. And that was just not the case. Like, it was not the case. It didn't matter how much you watered or you watered the plant and gave it sunlight, it still was going to be something else that you needed or something that you're missing. So it was just like so much patience. And I knew that like once I started getting impatient, I was like, I just want to put some braids in this and call it a day. Like I would just go right back to my old ways and just be like, oh, I just want some box braids. Like I can't do this anymore. Like, and I couldn't think like that. Like I couldn't always think like that all the time. Like if I could just fix it with a quick fix, and you know the problems or the not the problem, but like the process was not going to come back and still, you know, be the same. So I had to figure it out. And once I figured it out, that's when I was like, okay, things are starting to click. Like it took a long time before I figured it out. And it was like, it was tangible and I could see it and I could do it. But leading up to that, I was so impatient. Like I was such an impatient person. And I feel like I probably was always impatient, but my hair really tested my patience. Like my hair really tested my patience. And I was like, why am I so impatient? Like it's hair. Why am I so overwhelmed? Like, why am I screaming at my hair? Why am I angry at my hair? Like, it's hair. Like, there's no need for all of that. So I learned, oh my God, I learned that I was impatient, but that I needed to be more patient, because in order for you to really see growth and the fruits of your labor, you really have to like take that time. And that goes for anything. Like hair is just one example, but like you plant seeds, you gotta watch them grow. You gotta water, you gotta give it sunlight, nutrients, you know? Like it's not gonna grow overnight. Like you gotta wait until the fruit comes. And with the patience over time, honestly, you don't even realize how much time has gone by until your hair actually starts doing what you wanted it to do. But before you even know it, like it happens so quick too. Like it might be a process, but it happens in a way that's kind of like, oh, like the stars just aligned, and then things just start making sense. I used to do my hair Like I would start strong on a braid out, start so strong. And then by the time I got here in the front, I'm like, oh, like, but the front is the most important. The front is the most important. Why would you not finish strong in the front? That's where the twist out really go crazy.
And that's what people see. They always see the front of your head before anything else.
Literally. So why would you give up now? Why would you do that? And then you gonna blame your hair when it don't come out correct. No, you didn't have the patience. You didn't take the time to really give your hair exactly the treatment that it needs. Like, you know, so I had to be patient. I just had to. Like, if I wasn't, it would show. I'm like, maybe if I just missed the oil on this one, I don't got time. Like, let me just put the cream, slap. Missing the oil. You can't skip steps. You cannot skip steps. No. So I had to be very, very patient, follow the protocol. And, I would see good results. And if I didn't, it's because I wasn't following what my hair obviously needs, read the manual.
Because like getting mad at your hair is a whole different type of anger feeling. Like you just be like, why are you not doing what you need to do? I done combed, I went, I put the leave-in, I put the styler, I put this, I put the gel. Why are you not doing the thing that I am trying to get you to do? And I was talking to somebody and she was like, we got to watch how we just talk about our hair and talk to it, because she was like, like I used to be like, oh, like I hate my hair, like my hair is gross, it's disgusting. And then she was like, okay, but what does that say about me? Like if your hair is a part of you, so are you saying that you're disgusting? Okay, you're not disgusting, so like, and then like we have to remember that our hair goes along with us. Like we feel the pain and then you kind of see the effects all over our body, including our hair. It was thick, but then you get stressed, so it starts thinning out. And so many things that we don't really think about that goes into this journey of ours and all these things. So it's just like important to think about, especially like how we talk and put like words out into the atmosphere and whatnot.
Girl, yes, the tongue is strong. The tongue is very strong.